Today is Monday, October 27th. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Trevor Gibbs. A dire situation about to unfold for the island of Jamaica here as Category 5 Hurricane Melissa is lurking just to the south of the nation and pretty soon going to be making that turn to the north. Forecast to impact the island, making landfall, I should say, as a Category 5 hurricane. The impacts have already started with those outer rain bands and gusty winds, and that's only going to continue to get worse over the next 12 to 24 hours. Hurricane warnings are in effect right now for the island of Jamaica as well as eastern Cuba. Hurricane watches for the Turks and Caicos, and still tropical storm warnings in effect for Haiti, as this is going to be a significant and extreme event for these parts of the Caribbean and in particular Jamaica. Pressure very low as of the latest advisory, 908 millibars. That's a top tier hurricane, especially in the Atlantic Basin. Hurricane hunters were in there this morning finding those really low pressures and those very strong winds, again sustained at 165. Movement still to the west at 3 miles per hour, but that's expected to eventually make a sharp turn to the north. The mountainous terrain and land interaction of Jamaica likely to weaken Melissa, but still maintaining major hurricane status as it then moves over eastern Cuba and then into the Turks and Caicos and then out into the Atlantic, and could even approach Bermuda as a weakening hurricane later in the week. Very high confidence now in that forecast path. The only thing still in question is where exactly it makes that turn to the north, because that'll have implications on where the worst wind and storm surge is. But either way you look at it, major impacts on the way to Jamaica, eastern Cuba, and even the southeast Bahamas and Turks and Caicos. And you'll notice as it takes that movement to the north and east, it stays far, far away from the United States. So no impact to the U.S. expected. Jamaica is no stranger to hurricanes here. These are the past paths since 1900 of hurricanes that have made a direct hit on the island, the strongest being Gilbert in the 1980s. That was a Category 4 storm with 130 mile per hour winds. And you'll notice none of these from the south and none of them at Category 5 intensity. So this is a really rare situation and a life-threatening situation as well. Some of these rainfall totals here where you see the grays and blacks, that's more than 20, perhaps upwards of 25 inches of rainfall on top of the extreme winds, on top of the storm surge, and on top of mountainous terrain that is notorious for producing landslides and mudslides. So these places will need help after this storm. Our thoughts are with everybody in the impact path of this storm as well. As we take a look at those headlines here, again, forecast to make a landfall as a Category 5 hurricane tomorrow morning. It's a slow-moving storm, so it's not going to be in and out real quick, unfortunately. And this is no threat to the United States.